I am with Nathan Sykes, talking about his new or upcoming album, Ultraviolet. How are you doing today?
Really well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. So Ultraviolet, even the name feels like it's stepping into kind of new wavelength for you.
Yes.
When you look at where you are now, what does this album represent in your story?
I think of freedom. That's the thing that has really struck me. That I feel a lot more laid back than I've ever felt. I feel like I can genuinely be myself for the first time, and that's really exciting. Kind of going into, especially the writing process. I think Ultraviolet, for me, there's two meanings to the title. One of them is seeing things in a new light and like new beginnings and things like that. And the other meaning is Ultraviolet for me. It essentially means not visible to the human eye, and that's something that I relate to a lot. So it's kind of balances those two meanings.
So what can people expect from the sound, obviously coming from The Wanted, Unfinished Business?
Yeah.
What's different?
There is an ease to it, I think. I think especially with Unfinished Business, there was maybe more intensity in terms of me being so determined to prove to everyone that I can sing. It's like, obviously, you just come from a boy band. Everyone goes, meh, he's done a solo album, right, whatever. But you really want to be like, no, look, right, look, I can sing. And obviously I was 21, so I was still so young when I was writing that. So that was, I was drawing kind of from all places of inspiration, and I was really determined to prove myself. But I think now, because I've got so much comfort in myself as a person, that has translated really well into me as an artist. And yeah, there's like an acceptance of me now, rather than feeling like I have to prove myself. Because I don't feel like that anymore. I'm just like, I just do what I love. If people like it, great. And if they don't, that's okay as well, because that's music.
So on the note of doing it for the love of it,
Yeah.
was there a point, or any particular point in Ultraviolet that you really thought, yeah, this is it, this is what I feel now, this is vibing with me?
Probably writing Ultraviolet, I think. Like the title track is track 1, called UV, to avoid any confusion. So that we were I think we were listening to like Kendrick, kind of like thinking, like kind of trying to create that big kind of sound, but then kind of pulling in like my jazz influences and very kind of, I'd say, everyone's got their own unique melodies, and Ultraviolet really explores my own kind of unique kind of personal kind of mapping, I guess, in terms of melodies. So that was a lot of fun, and that really sat with me, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right, I've cracked it now.
So pulling something from a bit different genres, if the album could be a film, any film, what film would it be?
Cracking question. Soul, the Disney film.
That is honestly a fan favourite.
Brilliant,
yes.
Brilliant film. And my dog loves it.
So does my dog.
Is it jazz music?
I think it might be.
It's so, and I think, like, especially like with the story as well, kind of like you have an idea of who you are, but really that's not it. Like that's not who you are. And I think I've spent so many years kind of being told by record labels and people in boardrooms, like, this is who you need to be, this is who we're marketing you as, so you need to kind of play up to that a little bit, this is what you're wearing, this is what you're singing, this is who you need to sound like. There's a gap in the market, so maybe you could try and fill that, when no one's actually really gone, you're enough.
Yeah.
And I've never heard that from anyone. But I think the first time that I kind of said that to myself, maybe internally, was when I was writing this album. I was like, no, you just do what you want. Like, that's okay. So I think, yeah, that kind of is maybe why soul would be a good fit.
So I think that leads me perfectly onto this. What or who right now is shaping your music, but maybe an influence that might surprise some people?
In terms of like modern artists,
Anything.
Yeah, great.
It doesn't need to be artists. Like, it could be people, it could be passions, it could be art, it could be films. Like, what's shaping your voice just now that might surprise people?
In terms of artists, like I listen to like a lot of Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, like Sinatra, like more recently like Jamie Cullum, Frank Ocean.
Beautiful.
So there's kind of like that mix between like the more soulful side and the jazzier side. That I think is where a lot of that's my core.
Yeah.
I think, and then I think it's just tapping into pop kind of undertones maybe, to make it big and sing alongable. Because I love people singing along to music. That makes me so happy, which is why I use a lot of like big kind of like gang vocals on choruses and things like that, because I want to encourage people to sing along.
Personally, Butterflies, since the minute I got sent it, it's been non-stop. I think we've had at least 1,000 plays. I've definitely jammed it in a couple of times a day on air.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Obviously, you've grown up in front of an audience.
Yeah.
What's something about you that your younger self from The Wanted wouldn't really expect?
Genuinely feeling comfortable in your own skin, because I never have until recently. I've always been so unsure and so scared of people, and I think it's really deep rooted, and just I never thought I'd get to a point where I could accept that, and yeah, it's really nice to be here and have like an inner strength. And like someone asked me the other day, like, what would you say to someone, or what would you say to you as like a 16-year-old, apart from the word run? I would say like learn how to say no, because it sounds like a scary thing to say, and it sounds like a very simple thing to say, but you can't in a lot of situations when people are trying to mold you and fit you into a box, and it's a really difficult word when you're being kind of controlled by, well, essentially like people who run multi-million pound empires. So it's a really important word to have the strength to be able to say. And yeah, I think I'd be really surprised that I've got to a point where I can say that now.
So when you step into the studio now, there's clearly a different energy. How has that changed your way of creation?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it flows a lot easier, because there is more of a laid-back kind of feel to everything, and there's no stress. I think now it's just like all the stress is kind of internal and overthinking. It's not creating. I used to have so much pressure on myself when I was creating, and especially when I was vocaling as well. Oh my God, it's good that the rooms are padded, because like the language would be atrocious. Like I'd be really frustrated at myself. So I used to really act out, because it was not because I'm a bad person or anything. It's just because you're kind of at a point where you feel that weight of the pressure that is being put on you by not only yourself but those around you. But now the change is that there is such an ease to everything, because it's not that deep. It's not that deep. We're making music. We're not saving lives. You know, it's like we're hoping to affect lives in terms of having an emotional connection with people, and creating something that they can take into their lives. And you want to have something that has meaning and has purpose. But that's it, really. That is like. Yeah, there's nothing more kind of to it than the simplicity of that, I guess.
Yeah, there's definitely beauty in simplicity.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're almost 10 years on from Unfinished Business. What does that era of Nathan say compared to going and say 5 years on from now and looking back at this era of Nathan?
It was a learning. Learning period. Because I think, especially like coming out of a band at that age. So I was the same age leaving the band as the majority of the guys were starting the band.
Right. Okay.
So I was at that place. So there was always a bit of a disconnect in terms of the age groups within the band. And then I think kind of being on my own, I think I constantly felt like I was suffocating, but really trying to just navigate, and definitely struggling a bit, and I think I made some really interesting decisions. Like for example, like there was a few different options when the band came to an end in terms of record deals and managements and things like that. But it's like one promised massive singles that will sell millions and millions, and I was like, yeah, but what about kind of developing me as an artist and putting the groundwork in? And they were like, well, we'll get to that. And I was like, well, right. And then essentially the label that I ended up signing with, I was like, will you let me write the whole album? And they were like, yeah. And I went, cool, done.
Perfect.
And that was that. So, but I think, so I'd be really proud of myself there, but looking back, I was still kind of trying to figure it out. I think now I've got to a point where I'm really comfortable in terms of, I think I've figured out my sound, whereas I think the first album is kind of more trying things. But in terms of in 5 years' time, I don't know. I think I look back with a lot of pride, and the kind of vulnerability that I accessed when writing the album.
So, talking of the future, what's next? Tour, more writing, what have you got on the pipeline?
I mean, I've got a few dates coming up at the end of October in London and Manchester. Hoping to go on tour next year, which would be fab. Which would be lovely. It would be really, really lovely. And what I'm really loving is writing not only for myself but working with developing artists. So, like for example, I was on a live stream on Instagram, and someone just put in the comments, "What do I need to do to be able to write with you?" And I was like, "Just send some stuff over to my management, and I'll listen." Like, yeah, cool, let's do it. And then a few weeks later, we're in the studio writing together.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, and I was like, I love working with young artists. I just think it's so special. So I really want to kind of spread my wings a little bit in terms of working with young artists, and also trying to work in different areas that I'm really passionate about. And I think that has all come from me feeling really comfortable within myself.
So then talking about the future, maybe the more near future, what do you hope people who listen to the album will take away from it?
I really hope they enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so much love has gone into it. I really hope they listen to it and hear an artist that wants to do this for the rest of their life. Because I really want to be one of the lucky few. There's not many who get that. But I think growing up listening to artists like Tony Bennett, for example, who was still on stage at 94, I think. It's just incredible. That's something that you aspire to. Stevie Wonder, Lionel Richie, all these amazing artists. I'd love to be one of those artists who is lucky enough. And I really hope that when people listen to the album, they can hear that an artist with like a long-term ambition and a long-term goal. I'm not in it for a quick buck. I'm not in it for like a one single and out. I'm not in it for a TikTok trend.
No.
That'd be lovely, But that's not what drives me. What drives me is kind of longevity.
So listening back, what part of you do you still hear from then compared to what you're taking into this? What have you left behind and what are you keeping from the two different eras of Nathan?
Oh, that's really interesting. I think the jazz influences are there. I think that will always stay. I'd love to explore that more in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it'd be so fun.
Yeah.
What have I left behind? I think I've left behind Motown references. There were a lot of Motown references in the first album. Oh, interesting. What else have I left behind? Like doing the most vocally. That's been left behind. That's unnecessary.
Let the music talk.
Let the music talk. Let the writing talk, and just let the kind of the creative process do the creative process, which without being like, oh no, I can sing higher than that. It's like, it's not about how high you can sing. It's about how you deliver it. And finding, I think that what's new is finding a beauty in like intricate vocals, really gentle vocals. There's a song on the album called Beautiful that there's like a lullaby. I never go into full belt, and it like, because you don't need it, because there's a beauty in it being so intimate. Learning that has been great, and I think also blending genres as well, and I think kind of blending like the kind of the jazzier influence, like I was speaking about with UV, with kind of those kind of big drums and big kind of sample like choir vocals, and then there's a track called Skin that's really interesting. That started off sounding like a rockier track. Then we were like, no, that doesn't work. And now it's some like moody, like soul-y dance moments. It's just a bit different. Then we do a tempo shift. Then we affect all the vocals. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I think being a lot more experimental within music, I think that's something new that I've kind of come across, that I'm like, music's free. You can just do whatever feels right, and if that sticks with you and affects you, then keep it.
So you've had stages, you've had the spotlight, you've done the stadiums.
Yeah.
We're going to walk away from all that. What part of you makes you feel most alive? What moments in life make you feel most alive away from music, the spotlight, the stages? Being on a dog walk.
Nice. I know that's a really weird thing to say.
For dog dad, I'm the same.
It's like, but just that peace, don't you think? It's like where you get like a really nice walk, and you're like, this is beautiful. And like you go out and like the sun's setting, or like all the, at the moment obviously all the leaves are coming off the trees. You just look around and you're like, this is gorgeous. And I think with so many kind of awful things happening in the world, to be able to look around and find a tiny bit of beauty in it, that's what makes you feel alive. Because otherwise, what's the point?
That's beautiful. So let's do a bit of manifesting, a bit of dreaming.
Yeah.
If you could pull any 2 or 3 people together to build something with, who would it be? It can be outside your genre, a bit of a passion project.
Okay.
Who would be 2 or 3 people you'd sit down? Kind of like if you could have dinner with anyone, like the dinner table idea.
Hans Zimmer. It would be Jamie Cullum, just because it's incredible. I'm trying to go with Alive.
No, it doesn't have to be just anyone.
Oh really?
Just let people know you.
Oh, I don't want to boot off Jamie Cullum. Hans Zimmer would be there.
So we can do a dead and alive one.
Yeah, we'll do. You know what? We do Donny Hathaway.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra, like
that would be
just for the vibes, and also I think he was obviously a very controversial character. Still waiting for the biopic because.
It's going to be mad.
Was DiCaprio meant to be doing it? Or
I heard something about that.
I mean, like, where is it?
I think there's some things that can't be spoken about yet.
Well, yeah. Like the NDA, when's it run out? I mean, surely these things are timed, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's like a controversial character. But it would be interesting to know what he was like.
Yeah, the stories must be incredible.
Yeah. And obviously, like Donny Hathaway, like he never saw the height of success that he deserved, and obviously his legend status kind of would almost like suggest that it was like everyone knew who Donny Hathaway was. And it's like that was such a really sad story with Donny Hathaway. That would also make an amazing biopic. Obviously Hans Zimmer. Or John Williams, actually. John Williams maybe more for me personally. John Williams is a beautiful creator. Maybe John Williams actually.
Lovely. So, to finish things up, everyone I interview leaves an anonymous message for the next. My last said, protect your energy, don't follow the crowd. Which I think surprisingly fits well for an anonymous message.
Yeah.
What would you like to pass on to the next? It can be absolutely anything.
Oh, the pressure.
It can be a question, piece of advice, it doesn't matter what, it can be absolutely anything.
I would do you know who your next chat's with? Right, okay. Great, okay. Maybe a question. Which is, how do you balance staying truly authentic and creating what you feel is your personal kind of message to the world, whilst balancing that with a kind of awareness of what you think your audience wants to hear?
Interesting. I really like that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I know a lot of people struggle with that, and it's something I've struggled with in the past.
Yeah, definitely.
But in terms of like a message, I'd say always go with your gut, like follow your heart, and there is no better version of you than you.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for this.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.